If you convince people with the language they use that they are under attack, they ipso facto are on your side. And here's where we can, maybe we can go ahead and draw a quick distinction, actionable definitions. I'm going to give you a quick metaphor. And this is why everything that we do in service to white well-being works and everything else fails. Don't like it? Get over it. You can be, as Lovely Porge says, you can be an early adopter, and then you can brag to everyone how you were an early adopter instead of continuing to resist what works. Here's a story. Here's a metaphor so that you will understand exactly what I just said. And then maybe Karlyn, maybe she'll understand too. All right. We'll put it in the setting of a swimming pool to represent one's environment, one's life, where one would like to relax, where one would like to have fun, where one would like to be at peace. A normal white family shows up at the swimming pool. And on the other side of the pool, on the pool deck, is a bunch of white people who are dressed like villains in the anti-white narrative. Any variety, all of the varieties of villains inside the anti-white narrative. And they're screaming out things. Jargon that is right out of the anti-white narrative for villains. They're saying things like they're white nationalists and they're white power activists and they're all of these things, or they're Nazis or whatever it might be, or they're national socialists. And the police are beating them into the pavement, bloody, just absolutely without any mercy whatsoever, beating them to a mess. And one officer comes over to the family and he says, well, I'm sorry about this, folks. We're just going to take care of these Nazi terrorists, and then you will be able to have peace here at the pool. Peace in your life. Of course, the family at that point would say, yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for taking care of them. Right? And the police would take them away. Now imagine the family enters the pool, and the people that the police are beating into the pool deck are normal looking, just like the white family. And they use language just like the ordinary white family. And they're saying, all we want is white well-being. All we want is to put an end to the persecution of white people, to put an end to the discrimination of white people. All we want to do is ensure the well-being of our children. We are being attacked because we're white. And the police are beating them into the pavement at the same time. And then the police officer walks over to the family, just like in the first scenario, and he says to their horrified faces, sorry, folks, as soon as we're done taking care of these Nazi terrorists, you'll be able to have some peace. What do you think is going to go through the mind of that white family? We're white too. We would like to not be discriminated against. We would like to not have our children persecuted. We would like to have well-being for our children and grandchildren as well. There's something wrong with this scenario. There's something wrong. They are automatically victimized by the concepts that those on the other side of the pool are being beaten down by the police by. They're automatically made victims and therefore made a part, joining in on the struggle against anti-whiteism. Do you see how that works? If you're over there mouthing things about abstractionism, somewhere in between acting like a villain in the anti-white narrative and being a champion for white well-being, in both scenarios, when you are having the piss beaten out of you, say the people having the piss beat out of them are shouting out abstractions, the white people who witness this can escape it. They can say, well, we don't agree with those abstractions. Leave us alone, officer. We don't agree with those villainous statements. Leave us alone, officer. But in our scenario, they can't say leave us alone because it is what they are. They are Westmen, men, women, and children. I have been arguing this for 2 decades. And we are coming to complete victory.